I need to tell you about the book series I just finished rereading. It's the Mediator series by Meg Cabot. If her name sounds familiar, she wrote The Princess Diaries. If you like stories with ghosts, kick-ass women, and early 2000s spooky vibes like Buffy and Charmed, keep listening because that's exactly what this series is. I'd describe Meg's voice in this series as snarky and teen boppy. It starts out as a YA series, but the last couple iterations, which are a novella and a final novel, are actually, I'd say, new adult, since the main character is in college at that point. This will be a spoiler review of the entire series, and I might have to break it into two parts, just because I got a lot to say, and there are a lot of funny quotes that I need to share. Our main girl's name is Susanna, but only one person gets to call her that throughout this series. So I'll be saying Suze or Susie. Her mom just got remarried, so they're moving from New York City all the way over to California, in a town that is very similar to Sunnydale from Buffy. Now Suze has to live with 3 stepbrothers and a new stepdad, and a dog. But what she doesn't know is she will also have to share her room with a ghost of a guy she thinks is super hot, and he died like 150 years ago. And you can't call him a cowboy, but he looks like a cowboy, but he's like, I'm a rancher, and he speaks Spanish. If there's only one thing you take away from this video, let it be that I love Jessie, okay? Just had to get that out there. And Meg really wants you to know that Jessie is hot, which is kind of funny to me, but anyway. He has dark hair, abs, and is eternally dressed in black pants, big boots, and one of those old-timey puffy white shirts. Going into this reread, I really didn't think I was gonna like Jessie because it's from the early 2000s. I thought there was gonna be some like red flags, but for the most part, honestly, not a single one. Even when he's like overprotective, it's not in the annoying, like, normal way YA love interests usually are. It's honestly like I'm, like, on his side because I'm like, Suze, that is a bad idea. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. She is the reckless one, and he is the, like, hey, let's be safe. But he does let her kick butt. And what does Suze do when she sees a hot boy ghost in her room? She says, wow, he's cute, in her head. And then 2, she tells him to get out. And when he doesn't, she punches him or something. And he's like, what? You can do that? I'm a ghost. Humans can't feel me. And she's like, haha, joke's on you, buddy. I'm what's called a mediator, and I kick ghost ass all the time, okay? That is her job. So he's like, all right, I'll go for a little bit, but this is still my house. And they slowly come to an agreement, a living arrangement. He's not creepy though, so you don't have to worry about him watching her sleep or anything like that. And honestly, Suze has some weird things to unpack about, like, attraction and wanting to be liked, and, like, the way she feels about the male gaze, because in this first book, it's called Shadowland, there is a boy who ends up being one of her friends later, and he's kind of the Xander of the group, always saying, like, he thinks she's really cute and stuff, but it's, like, unwanted, but he kind of cools off of that and grows up a little bit. And a quote from Suze is, "It isn't often I get leered at by boys my age. I hope he was in my class." Yikes. So she's used to, like, random men on the street in New York City just, like, catcalling her, and yeah, that's a problem. She's a sophomore. She's, like, maybe 15, 16, not sure, but men need to stop, okay? Thank you. I also thought maybe looking back on this series, Suze might have a fatal case of, I'm not like other girls. But luckily, that didn't happen. She just kind of avoids everyone. She's not the weird ghost girl that like everyone makes fun of at school because they think she's weird. She's like, I can't have any friends because no one can know my secret, so I'm just gonna have no one know anything about me except this one person. The word kind of gets around because people see her talking to herself and then sometimes just randomly beating up the air. So yeah, there is also a Giles character named Father Dominic, who is the principal of the Catholic school that she is forced to attend now that she is in California. And guess what? He's also a mediator, and he figures out that she is and is like, hey, can you help me with this student who passed away recently and is like destroying the school and has it out for her old boyfriend. And Suze is like, yeah, that's what I do. You don't have to teach me anything. I got this. And somehow everything works in her favor. She ends up getting rid of the dead girl with a Brazilian exorcism that's not really explained well. But it works, and Heather goes off to purgatory or whatever other side is waiting for her. One really cool thing I like about this series is that the mediators, the people that can see ghosts, they can physically interact with the ghosts. So Suze kicks a lot of ghost ass, okay? She punches them in the face, and it is awesome. And I liked that when I was in middle school, and I like it now. I think that was a really nice twist on I see ghosts, paranormal kind of thing that Meg did. One thing that bothered me about this book, though, that I don't know how it happened or how it really works, just the way the paranormal world building, I guess I should say, the way that is kind of laid out and explained doesn't make a lot of sense. So just bear with me, okay? It'll get crazier, but also work in our favor if you like Suze and like are rooting for her. If not, it just gets really funny. But so Jesse is stuck dressed in like the pants, big boots, big puffy shirt, okay? And he has a handkerchief. He pulls it out of his pocket at one point because Suze is injured and like bandages her with it, okay? And it becomes real. Like he's a ghost, he's wearing ghost clothes, takes off essentially an item of ghost clothing, puts it on a human girl, and then it materializes and just stays on her arm or like wherever she was injured. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, but I like it. The big bad of the first book isn't much to write home on. That book is mostly for establishing the characters and the general arc of where this story is going to be going. But book two. This is possibly my favorite one out of the whole series.